This is an extract from the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. From the Evening Standard in London, I'm Mark Blunden, and this is the leader. Are you trying dry January? If so, I'm outside London's first alcohol-free off-licence. It's the brainchild of former Islington Lib Dem councillor Laura Willoughby, who's founded Club Soda, which aims to help people enjoy mindful drinking. Now, this special offie on Great Portland Street is being supplied by a lot of London's start-up brewers and distillers. But what do locals think of the concept? Are they buying it?
If you don't like the feeling of alcohol, then why not? But I do, so I probably wouldn't go there.
Yeah, that's a great idea, I guess, if it helps you to feel like you're relaxing and having a good time without the side effects of alcohol. Yeah, all for it.
Not a bad idea. It depends on the taste, sort of. And sometimes you might require alcohol to have a bit more fun.
Now let's head inside from a chilly, quieter than usual and somewhat COVID-y West End. Laura, could you tell us a little bit about your journey to going alcohol-free yourself?
I've got a background in London politics, which is largely fuelled by cheap white wine, if anybody knows politicians. And I was getting worried about my drinking. So 10 years ago, I decided that really I needed to put a lid on it. And it wasn't necessarily my intention to go alcohol-free for 10 years, but I really enjoyed not only the energy that it gave me, but my ability to, I guess, pander to my activist nature. It gave me more energy to do the things that I care about. And that's where Club Soda came from as well. I felt there was a need for something that was a bit like Weight Watchers, but with booze, for people who wanted to change their drinking, whether that was to cut down or stop for a bit. And so that's where my journey started, really. And for me, it was a really good and positive lifestyle choice and not one that I particularly want to change.
What is the idea behind this for Dry January, to bring this here to the West End in quite this sort of prestige spot, which hopefully will start to get a bit of footfall when people are out and about?
Well, what's happened in the last 6 years is there's been a massive explosion in the alcohol-free drinks available for people, both, in the supermarket and also in pubs and bars and restaurants. I felt now was the right time to bring them all together and say to people, look, an off-licence could look like this. There's a wine section, a spirit section, a beer section. You can come and try everything in the store and go away with a new favourite, not just for January, but for all year round. So if you're deciding to cut down your drinking, then you've got something that you can have on a Monday or Tuesday evening that still feels special and like a treat, but isn't alcohol, and so you can moderate what you're drinking. So in my view, mindful drinking's for everybody, and this shop is for everybody to explore the alternatives that they can use as part of their diet.
This isn't just what we might thought of a few years ago as alcohol-free in terms of alcohol-free wine or beer, which is just sort of left languishing at the bottom of the beer fridge. We've got like a multitude. There's spirits here, there's wines. Tell us about some of your favourite brands that you've got here.
So we have literally everything, and beer is a big hero of this category. And actually there's some London founders who have created some great stuff. There's Impossible Brew, made by Mark Wong, which is an alcohol-free beer made with tea. You might quite like that, Mark, I think. And then we've got a beer called Good Karma, which is made by Steve Dass from East London. We've got cocktails from Square Root Soda, which you'll know is a really good, popular East London healthy soda brand. And then Chapman Devise, which is actually a cocktail from Africa, which is brought here by 4 Nigerian sisters who live in London. So we've got everything. We've got spirits that can help lift your mood because they've got herbs and botanicals in, like 3 spirits. It really will blow your mind, because what you knew about alcohol-free, which is what you described, that dusty bottle in the corner of a fridge, is no longer there anymore. It's been replaced by all these amazing tasting drinks.
What is your market for this?
Over half the UK population is looking to change its drinking in some way. So that's 25 million people who either don't drink, haven't drunk for religious reasons, are looking to moderate their drinking, or looking to take a spell of drinking off, like January or October or in the lead up to summer. That's 25 million people. That's not insignificant. I think that's why there are so many drinks on the market right now, and why the UK is the biggest growth market, which I think is really exciting and surprising in some ways, bearing in mind our reputation for heavy drinking. So everybody can benefit from these drinks, which includes, if you want to go to the gym tomorrow, or if you're driving, you want to have something nice to drink. It's all about people having an equal experience when they go to the pub or bar.
You mentioned as well there have been some of the technological advances that have made some of these beers available. And if you could tell us a little bit about the taste profile.
Technology does change even in drinks. It's not just about computers. So what you've got are people who've been working on developing new styles of yeast that mean that the beer brews slower. You can arrest development at just the right point so it doesn't become alcoholic, which means you've got beers like Big Drop, which are craft beers that just happen to be 0.5%, but win awards against their full-strength counterparts. The dealcoholization process has improved, which means the wines are now full of more flavour. And you've also got beers like Ghost Ship. Adnams Ghost Ship is an alcohol-free version of their alcoholic beer, and that's been dealcoholized. And the technology is also improving, which means that brands like Heineken and Lucky Saint are now able to bring their beer on draft, which means that you can see it on the front of the bar exactly where it belongs and not in a dusty fridge. And then in the spirit category, there's a whole range of techniques that people are using, from mashing to distilling, but again, using new technology to go for a slower distill to get more flavour out of the botanicals, because to make a drink without alcohol in takes far more work.
What have been some of the reactions from customers? Are these people coming in because they want to give up for health reasons, or maybe they're having a tough time with alcohol, or they maybe want a taste of alcohol but they can't for religious reasons? What have been some of the customer experiences?
It's a real diverse mix of customers who come into the shop. So there are clearly people like me who have given up drinking and are looking for that alternative, so that when they go to a party or when they clock off from work at 6 p.m, they've got a really nice drink. But we have people here who are just foodies and drink enthusiasts anyway, who are coming to find new and interesting drinks that they're really excited to explore. We've had lots of people who don't drink for religious reasons. And I really enjoy finding flavours, because everybody's taste buds are different. And there's definitely people who don't drink for religious reasons or have never drunk, who want things that are a little bit sweeter and a little bit fruitier. We've had a lot of pregnant women in the store, that won't surprise you to know. And then lots of people who now come in and talk about wanting to pick up a brand by name, like a Lucky Saint beer or a Punk AF. And to me, that's really exciting, because that means that these drinks have now begun to hit the mainstream and people are asking by brand. And for me, that was a litmus test to see whether, is alcohol-free drinks going to be a flash in the pan, or is it here to stay? And I reckon it's here to stay. When I first started Club Soda 6 years ago, people used to tell us the main reason for changing their drinking was to lose weight. That's long gone. The number one reason people change their drinking now is around mental health. And I think the pandemic has accelerated that view of people taking stock and thinking, right, how do I keep my mental health strong? That doesn't mean you have to give up drinking, right? It just means that you should save drinking for the place, the people, the drink that you care about the most. And then these drinks come into play in order to help you through the rest of the week, to create that moment when you finish work and knock off. And that also means that you can take better stock and care of your mental health, whether that means that it's easy to get up for the gym the following day, or whether it means you read more books that make you feel great, or whether you spend more time chatting with friends. And so I really see people using alcohol-free drinks holistically as part of their healthy lifestyle.
There's more news and features in the Evening Standard newspaper and online at standard.co.uk. That's The Leader. We're back on Friday at 4 p.m.